boxing history has delivered countless legendary nights, but few have carried the electricity, tension, and raw unpredictability of the collision between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. When these two American heavyweights stepped into the ring, it was not simply another title fight. It was a collision of myth and willpower. Tyson entered as the destructive force, the intimidating knockout artist who had steamrolled division after division. Holyfield arrived as the disciplined craftsman, the man many doubted could survive the storm. What unfolded was not just a fight. It was a dismantling of perception. From the opening bell, the atmosphere felt charged with inevitability. Tyson, compact and coiled like a spring, wasted no time pressing forward. His strategy was clear: close distance, explode with hooks and uppercuts, and impose physical dominance before Holyfield could establish rhythm. But something was immediately different. Holyfield did not retreat. He did not circle endlessly. He met Tyson in the pocket, hands active, feet planted with intention. In the first exchanges, Holyfield connected cleanly. Sharp combinations that snapped Tyson's head and forced the crowd to reconsider what they expected to see. The early rounds revealed a tactical surprise. Conventional wisdom suggested that no one could fight Tyson effectively on the inside. Yet Holyfield was not only surviving in that space. He was working. When Tyson lunged forward, Holyfield smothered him, tying him up just enough to disrupt momentum, then firing short uppercuts and compact hooks during the break. It was veteran intelligence at its finest. Rather than being overwhelmed, Holyfield turned close quarters into a calculated battleground. Tyson's bursts were still dangerous. A digging right to the body, a whipping left hook, a sudden uppercut from beneath. Each punch carried the kind of force that could end the fight in a heartbeat. At moments, the crowd roared, believing Tyson had hurt him. But Holyfield absorbed, adjusted, and responded. His hand speed looked sharper. His composure was unsettlingly calm. He was not merely reacting. He was dictating tempo. By the middle rounds, the narrative had shifted. Tyson was still pressing, but Holyfield was no longer an underdog trying to survive. He was legitimizing himself as the superior strategist. When Tyson missed wide swings, Holyfield countered down the center with straight lefts and rights that cut through the chaos. One clean straight left snapped Tyson's head back and drew a roar, not because of its power alone, but because it signaled something deeper. Tyson was being outthought. Round after round, Holyfield refused to yield ground. He didn't allow Tyson to bully him physically. In fact, the strength disparity many predicted began to look negligible. Holyfield leaned into Tyson, forcing clinches on his own terms, sneaking in punches while being separated. It was controlled aggression, not recklessness. A war of attrition was forming, and Tyson, known for explosive dominance rather than sustained strategic battles, was being dragged into unfamiliar territory. In the fourth and fifth rounds, Tyson attempted to reassert himself. He ripped uppercuts to the body, hooks to the chin, combinations that briefly reminded everyone why he was feared. There were moments when Holyfield's legs seemed to stiffen, when the possibility of a Tyson resurgence flickered. But each time, Holyfield steadied himself and answered back. He would not be broken psychologically. He would not be intimidated. Cuts began to tell a story as well. A wound formed above Tyson's eye, and though it was not catastrophic, it symbolized the subtle erosion of control. Holyfield's punches were precise enough to mark him. Tyson, accustomed to opponents wilting under pressure, now faced a man growing stronger with each exchange. The frustration began to show in Tyson's movements, his rhythm disrupted, his combinations less fluid than in his prime. By the sixth round, the attrition battle had become visible. Holyfield's confidence radiated. He had developed respect, not fear, for Tyson's power. That distinction changed everything. When Tyson charged, Holyfield stood his ground and fired straight rights that shook the former champion. The crowd sensed momentum shifting. For the first time in a long time, Tyson did not look like the unstoppable ball of energy. He looked human. He looked tired. Holyfield's corner energy contrasted sharply with Tyson's visible frustration. The tactical blueprint was unfolding perfectly. Maintain range. Counter the rush. Smother the inside. Exploit the openings when Tyson overcommits. It was intelligent boxing reminiscent of the disciplined fighters of earlier eras. Holyfield was not chasing a knockout recklessly. He was dismantling a legend piece by piece. As the fight entered the championship rounds, the psychological dynamic became undeniable. Tyson appeared confused, searching for the combination that would turn the tide. He unleashed flurries, but Holyfield met them with counters. When Tyson tried to re-establish dominance, Holyfield answered with crisp straight shots that snapped him backward. The intelligence gap in this particular contest was glaring. Tyson's aggression, once his greatest weapon, was being used against him. There were still dangerous moments. Tyson's power never disappears entirely. A sudden right hand could still alter destiny, but Holyfield's composure remained intact. He was fighting with the assurance of a man who understood exactly what tools he brought into battle. His stamina did not betray him. Unlike some of his past fights, fatigue did not visibly consume him in the later rounds. Instead, he seemed energized by the opportunity unfolding before him. By the 10th round, the urgency for Tyson was obvious. If he could not produce a knockout, the scorecards would not favor him. Holyfield had strung together too many decisive rounds, landing cleaner, controlling distance, and dictating exchanges. The once feared destroyer now needed a miracle. Then came the 11th round, the round that sealed history. Holyfield intensified the pressure. A straight right hand landed flush, shaking Tyson visibly. The impact traveled through the arena. Tyson staggered, momentarily disoriented. Holyfield sensed vulnerability and surged forward with disciplined fury. He did not rush wildly. He placed punches with devastating precision. Combinations poured in. Hooks, straights, follow-ups that left Tyson reeling. For perhaps the first time in his storied career, Tyson looked lost under sustained assault. Another right hand connected clean. His legs betrayed him. Holyfield pressed, knowing that hesitation could squander destiny. The punches continued to land, each one chipping away at the myth that Tyson could not be broken. Tyson was in serious trouble. He attempted to fire back, but the responses lacked conviction. Holyfield's assault was too organized, too relentless. The referee watched closely as Tyson struggled to defend himself effectively. When the decisive blows landed and Tyson could no longer protect himself adequately, the intervention came. The fight was stopped. In that instant, disbelief swept through the arena. 37 seconds into the 11th round, Evander Holyfield had done what many thought impossible. By technical knockout, he defeated Mike Tyson. The so-called invincible force had been dismantled not by luck, but by discipline, resilience, and tactical mastery. The image of Holyfield standing victorious was more than a championship moment. It was a redefining of heavyweight reality. He had not relied solely on power. He had not depended on bravado. He executed a near-perfect fight plan against one of the most feared punchers in boxing history. He absorbed pressure, neutralized intimidation, and imposed intelligence over chaos. For Tyson, it was a humbling chapter. For Holyfield, it was validation. The fight proved that preparation, composure, and strategic execution can conquer raw ferocity. It reminded the world that boxing is not just about who hits harder, it is about who thinks clearer under fire. Years later, the echoes of that night still resonate. It was a battle of identity as much as skill. Tyson came in as the overwhelming favorite, the destructive icon. Holyfield left as the real deal in the truest sense of the nickname, proving authenticity through action. What makes this fight endure is not merely the upset, but the method. Holyfield did not survive Tyson. He solved him. And in doing so, he authored one of the most astonishing heavyweight triumphs the sport has ever witnessed. If you were watching that night, Did you believe Holyfield could pull it off? At what moment did you realize Tyson was truly in trouble? And in your opinion, where does this victory rank among the greatest upsets in boxing history? Share your thoughts below, and if you appreciate deep breakdowns of legendary fights like this, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss the next chapter in boxing history.